Now that Donald Trump's New York trial is over and he's a convicted felon, he's back on the campaign trail. And today he was in Las Vegas for a rally in the middle of the day with temperatures soaring to 100 degrees. Trump delivered his usual talking points, but this rally was a little different because his teleprompters weren't working properly, leaving him with just his incoherent thoughts. And today's performance by Trump has a lot of people wondering if he's stupid enough to show up to his debate later this month with President Biden. Everybody loves to talk about how Joe Biden is going to struggle in a debate with Trump, but I think the exact opposite. President Biden seems quite excited to be on stage with Trump. And after what we saw today, a lot more people are beginning to understand why Biden feels this way. Just wait until you hear Trump's story about an electric boat and a shark. Totally bonkers. Before Trump hit the stage, the ogre-in-chief, Marjorie Taylor Greene, decided to warm up the crowd by making a totally sane comparison between Donald Trump and Jesus Christ.
The Democrats and the fake news media want to constantly talk about, oh, President Trump is a convicted felon. Well, you want to know something? The man that I worship is also a convicted felon. And he was murdered on a Roman cross.
Is she implying that Trump should get the death penalty for his New York conviction? I'd be happy with some prison time and community service like picking up trash from the side of the highway. And I'm pretty sure Jesus Christ wasn't convicted for falsifying business records and paying off a porn star to hide his infidelity from the American people. Nor did Jesus have a fair trial with impartial jurors like Donald Trump did. And this whole ownership of Trump being a convicted felon is just wild to me. That's not exactly something you want to go around bragging about, but MAGA is going to MAGA. Once Trump got on the stage, he was quick to let his audience know that he doesn't really care about them. He just wants their votes.
By the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
He plays it off as a joke, but there's a lot of truth to his statement. Does anyone kid themselves that Trump wants anything to do with these people? He's just using them. Trump then decided to elevate conspiracy theories about the January 6th insurrection.
But those J6 warriors, they were warriors, but they were really more than anything else. They're victims of what happened. All they were doing is protesting a rigged election. That's what they were doing. And then the police say, go in, go in, go in. Go in. How about Scaffold Joe, the guy on the scaffold? Or how about the big FBI guy or whatever, wherever he comes from? Go on in, everybody, go on in. What a setup that was. What a horrible, horrible thing. And you know, that blows two ways. That blows two ways, believe me.
Most people saw with their own eyes the video of the mob beating cops and breaking through windows and doors. We don't need Trump to tell us it was a setup or some other nonsense. Every conspiracy theory about January 6th has been easily debunked. This craziness about cops being involved is not resonating with normal people. Remember how quickly Tucker Carlson gave up on this talking point when he was still on Fox News and got the new exclusive footage from January 6th? Total loser of a talking point. Now, Las Vegas's economy is mostly a service industry with a lot of working class people. Trump quickly let the crowd know how out of touch he is with blue-collar workers when he went on a tirade about his mic and teleprompters not working properly.
Tell him to make the microphone louder. It's terrible. Yeah. He just came up. Are the teleprompters not working, sir? Not even a little bit. Great job. And then I don't pay the company that does it, right? And then I end up with a story Trump doesn't pay. I don't pay contractors that do a shitty job. And that's a shitty job. That's a shitty job. You can't read a word. But you know what? It usually ends up that the speech is better. It's crazy. Then they'll say, oh, isn't it terrible? Trump takes advantage of his No, I take great. When I have a good contractor or a subcontractor, nobody gets paid faster. But when I have contractors that do this kind of work, you can have them.
What a jerk. We've heard countless stories about Trump stiffing contractors after they've completed a job. It doesn't matter if things go poorly or well. He prides himself on ripping off his contractors. Now, this next clip is where Trump truly shows that he's lost his marbles. Since he can't use the teleprompters as a crutch, Trump is left with nothing but his own rambling thoughts.
So I said, let me ask you a question. And he said, nobody ever asked this question. And it must be because of MIT, my relationship to MIT. Very smart.
Trump's only connection to MIT is that his uncle taught there. He didn't attend MIT or have anything else to do with the university. But Trump likes to bring up his MIT professor uncle because he says he shares smart genes with him.
He goes, I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight and you're in the boat and you have this tremendously powerful battery and the battery's now underwater and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was. These people are crazy. He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming now. It really got decimated, and other people too. A lot of shark attacks. So I said, so there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat, 10 yards, or here. Do I get electrocuted? If the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking. Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, you know, nobody's ever asked me that question. I said, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of electric current coming through that water. But you know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
What does that story have to do with anything? Does Donald Trump think electrocution from a sinking electric boat or shark attacks are major issues Americans care about? You could even see the people behind him looking around, wondering what's going on. This nonsensical babbling is exactly what America is going to see if Donald Trump is stupid enough to show up to his scheduled debate with President Biden later this month. Trump will not have the help of a teleprompter during the debates, nor will he be able to cut off President Biden while he's speaking or work the crowd because there won't be an audience. Trump and the right have set the bar so low for President Biden's performance that all Biden has to do is show up and have a normal debate, and it will be seen as a huge success. As someone who watches Biden's public events on a regular basis, I'm confident that not only will Biden perform well, but he'll look great next to a rambling Donald Trump. President Biden did so well with his recent State of the Union address that right-wing influencers are still saying he must have been on drugs. And part of me thinks that Donald Trump will try to get out of the debate by demanding a drug test be taken, something President Biden rightfully should refuse because it's just outrageous to even imply that Joe Biden is on drugs. But let's see if Trump is dumb enough to show up to the debate on June 27th. After what we saw today from Donald Trump, he should be reconsidering attending.